Obviously, a great shooting night for Kristaps. Can you speak to the just consistency he's shown during this month and his kind of growth from three-point range? I think he's over 50% in January there.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been great on both ends of the floor. I think, obviously offensively, he handles a lot of different cross matches, and he's gotten so much better at that, his screening versus different coverages. I think he's playing with a great level of physicality defensively. He's getting better at some of the different coverages that we have, and, he's been great. So it's great to see him kind of have a game like he did tonight, and for us to, have a well-balanced game as well.
Joe, you've been going to Jaden a bit more. Considering that the defensive intensity for you guys hasn't been as consistent as it has been in the past, what kind of boost having him as an on-ball kind of like bulldog type of guy, what kind of boost is that giving you guys?
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten a couple turnovers, some deflections, and, just his on-ball defense. I think, certain guys bring certain things to the table, and when he's out there, he makes everyone better around him defensively just because of his physicality.
You haven't had kind of like that wild card energy guy off the bench, and Peyton has done that in the past, but now he's such a big part of the rotation that he does more. Yeah. Is that an important element to have, is just a guy that you can throw in there and the other guys have to kind of like rise up to his level even for short stints?
I think, Jaden is that, but I think they don't want to take away from what Peyton has done, what Luke has done, what Nimi has done, and I think those guys still do that. But, yeah, Jaden has kind of carved that little rollout to where he's on the floor. He just kind of brings the best out of everybody defensively. And, having a lot of those guys I think is important, yeah, for sure.
Joe, it looked like Drew was kind of fussing with his left wrist a little bit, and he didn't play much there in the second half. Do you have an update on Drew at all?
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine?
Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Joe, you mentioned how you think Kristaps has been getting more consistent, more better at some of the coverages you guys have been running, adapting to the team. How have you seen you guys grow back into having him in the lineup? I know you've mentioned like rebuilding habits and stuff. Like, how have you seen that adapt? Do you think it's where it was last year? Do you think there's still work to do? Obviously, he's been playing well lately. Like, how have you been pleased with that progress of integrating him back?
Yeah, I'm pleased with the progress in it. I mean, we work at it in shoot-arounds, work at it on film, and the guys are working together to figure it out. So, I like where their process is, their mindset as far as, how they go about just getting better in it. So, it's an ever-flowing thing that we just got to work at every day, and they're getting better at it.
Joe, what do you think of the concept of shortening the NBA to 10-minute quarters? The commissioner said on a podcast that he liked the idea.
I don't care. Whatever you got to do. Just play the game.
Joe, a lot of players that kind of reference to kind of the adjustments they've had to make to get used to Kristaps on both sides. What's that process like to kind of the comfort to get him back? I mean, it's nothing he's doing, obviously, but just getting used to playing with like a 7-2 guy who can stretch the floor is probably adjustment.
It's not so much about as playing with him. It's how people are defending him, how people treat him. And so the adjustment that we make is how people impact him because he has the ability to play inside and out. And so it's not so much that we got to get used to playing with him. We got to get used to playing, and that's for everybody, right? I mean, we got to get used to playing with guys depending upon how they're defending and attacking us. And so that is a residual effect of, okay, he's going to be matched up this way. This is the coverage. We're seeing this now, and so it's not him particular as much as it's what defenses are doing to combat our offense and how we have to continue to get better at, the different schemes that are there and growing at that.
How does it change things for you guys defensively? I know you've talked a lot about the adjustments offensively with him out there, but, him being back in the drop a lot, I guess him compared to Al, who was there to start the year. What are some of the differences you guys have to adjust to defensively?
Obviously his rim protection is there, but being in drop a little bit more, having an understanding of what those reads are, what that looks like. So just, we've done it before. We just got to continue at it.
There was a play in the second quarter, kind of a baseline inbounds there where Kobe kind of, broke free in the corner for a three. Is that kind of part of that process too? Because Kristaps is going to be back by the rim, maybe losing a guy there on the perimeter?
No, you just got to talk that one out. Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.